Hello, Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for the Cuckoo's Fiance, chapter 107. When we last left our heroes, we largely, it seemed like we were going to jump right into the M1 competition, but the chapter largely just turned into Nagi and Erika having this almost a date at the cultural festival. They normally have to keep their relationship a secret at school, though I'd kind of argue they never really did that in the first place. But here, because they have this excuse of being M1 partners, Erika lies at one point about, they were she'd lost a game of rock, paper, scissors or something. Because they have to have this guise of being M1 partners, they're able to spend time together. It is really cute. When the chapter ends, this kind of a weird conversation. I don't know if it was just a weird thing in the writing or in the translation, where Nagi realizes that Erika has been hiding something. We don't quite find out what that is, if that is the sort of feelings of attraction she sort of slowly built for him, or if there's something else going on there. But it ends with Nagi being like, it doesn't matter what it is, we're going to win this thing anyway, and everything will be golden. And so with that, they're sort of called to the gymnasium to prepare for the competition. So with that said, let's dive right on into chapter 107. We have the scan later page, and then we have this color picture. I guess this is our anime announcement image of the four main girls, Erika, Hiro, Sachi, and Ai, all, dressed to the nines. 107th foul, the House Ama-Umi team. So yeah, with that said, let's just dive right on in. We open with what seems to be a flashback. It's not given the black flashback border that you normally see in a manga, but they're clearly not at the festival. Or maybe they are, actually. I didn't think they were in their school uniforms last week, but they very well might. They were in their uniforms last week. At the very least, Nagi's taken off his coat. They might be in some green room or something. Hold on a sec, Amino-san. We still haven't finished preparing. What are you doing? And we see Erika's messing with a laptop. I am preparing. This photo's kind of weird, so I'm just changing it. Nagi gets on to her. Could you not do that right at the last second? But Erika protests, it's fine, just chill for a bit. Okay, perfect. Alright, the bomb is in place. So, whatever this picture is, maybe, okay. So the title here is the House Ama-Umi team. Maybe their big bomb that matches what the Amanos did 20, 30, 40 years ago? How long was it again? I think it was the 80s. Whatever they did when they were in high school, is revealing that they live together? Maybe that's what's gonna end up happening here. Anyway, the Megarogawa High School Cultural Festival after party is about to begin. That's right, it's the M1, and it's the Icarus Gang, who we've seen previously as announcers during the contest at the festival at the end of summer. Yonezawa and Takahashi, whose names I only remember when I see them. Yonezawa says, we've got some fierce competition this year. Everyone's gathered here today to show their stuff. And Takahashi, just who will claim victory? And then we see this guy, he's sort of light-colored hair, wearing this sash. I will be doing impressions of Maeda Sensei from the Japanese department 10 times in a row. It's just not Japanese class without him. Okay, this is some guy doing impressions. Not really a partnership thing, but okay. A duet from the Megarogawa sisters. I don't know if that's their actual last name or if they're just sort of the sisters that people admire or something. But they sing. Sorry if you can hear my dog barking in the background. The winner will be determined by votes from those of you in the audience, who will be taking home the honors. We cut to Namie and Yohei waiting for Nagi and Erika's turn. Isn't Nagi and Erika-chan's turn soon? And Yohei looks around. Wait, where'd Sachi run off to? And then we see Ritsuko and Soichiro. As Ritsuko comments, though they may be high schoolers, in the end they're still children. I guess this is all they're capable of. And Soichiro barely seems to be watching. He's just chilling on his phone, doing whatever shit weird hotel barons get up to. And then we cut to Yonezawa announcing, well then, we're moving on to a special guest from our guest roster. Oh, I know what this is gonna be. They call my personal recommendation. And you see a pair of hands, a spotlight. It's I. Or not. It's not I. The non-Parale Ponytail unit Love and Happy, bringing to you a live performance right here. Okay. My first thought would be like Sachi and Erika or something, but like the guys seem to recognize them or to know them, like they're a celebrity unit, or maybe not because the crowd doesn't seem to know who they are. Whoa, so cute. Who are they? Where are they from? Oh my god. Oh, I see what's actually happening here. It's I and Sachi. Alright, that makes sense. Here we go, Sachi-chan. And Sachi-chan says, I hope they haven't figured it out yet, Ai-chan. And Namie watches on. Oh my, they're cute. It's so nice to be young. And Yohei has not worked out who that is. Oh, where'd Sachi run off to? And while Soichiro continues to tap along on his phone, Ritsuko still watches. These kids feel like professionals. I wonder who they work for. The two of them start their dance as Yonezawa continues to announce his MC work. Without further ado, let's begin. The song they will be performing is You and I. And they start their dance, Rivals in Love. Which, you know, is all of the I and Sachi dynamic that I hate. Of I, like, Sachi is my love rival, which is still ick. It's as ick as it was when the whole concept was first introduced 2 years ago. But they start, hey, I always knew that the enemy was no one else but you. From the start, is Ai's line, and Sachi in her duet line. From the start, I never planned on handing over what was already mine. They're not even, like, Sachi isn't even hiding it. There's no denial there. Assuming, of course, that Sachi's, like, aware of what I wrote. Or aware of, like, what I is getting at, which I feel like she would. But still, it's all my thoughts on Nagi Sachi are so over-documented. Hey! I won't lose because of some legend. I'll give it my all just to stop it from happening. Which, like, that some legend bit is so, like, it's so, on the nose. There is no subtlety there. And just, I think it's the crowd, the hey, hoo-ah. No business today, let's call a truce. Presenting right here, hand in hand, the birth of the best unit ever. Nonpareil ponytails, love and happy. I'm not sure what nonpareil means. Having no match or equal unrivaled. Which, okay, alright. It's a thing. They do their thing. You know, without music, I can't even really, like, comment on the quality of the song. Beyond it just being, like, very on the nose in its lyrics. Like, maybe if the anime gets this far, there'll be more to say about this. But like all of Ai's stuff, it's largely just kind of, or all of Ai's musical career, it's largely just kind of there because of the very nature of a manga. But either way, the crowd goes wild, and Takahashi announces, we have a winner! They win! And Yonezawa stops him, or so we'd love to say. However, the guest roster is a special arrangement. As such, they are not eligible for the contest. Shocking Ai and Sachi, I guess just did not read the fine print on that one. Huh? Thank you very much. And so, let's have our next contestant. I don't have my water right now, and sometimes I really need it. Let's have our next contestants please come to the stage. Making their appearance at the opportune moment, a shoo-in for today's contest. Hiro and Shion. Let's see which of their two initial routines they end up going with. The William Tell deal or the buzz cut. And Erika's peeking out behind the curtains, and she calls back, Nagi-kun, it's Hiro-chan's turn now. What do we do? But Nagi just tells her, what else is there? We watch them. Let's see Segawa-san blow this up. And the crowd goes wild, Hiro-chan! Hiro-senpai! You can do it, Asuma! And Yonezawa declares, alright, the performance just now has gotten the crowd all riled up and ready for a climax. Just what do they have in store for us? And Hiro takes the mic. The two of us withdraw. Okay. Is that like a sort of stealth entry? Like their bomb is that they just give up and maybe the people will vote for them out of like shock or something? Or is that a genuine, we give up, let's see Nagi and Erika do this thing? But everyone's just like frozen at that. Erika lets out, huh? And Nagi thinks, Segawa-san. Why? And just puts the mic back down and walks away. And as she passes by Nagi, she says, Umino-kun, this is me blowing it up. I'm not sure that counts for a win, though. If you withdraw, I'm not sure they can even still vote for you. But Nagi's sort of shocked at that and watches the two of them leave. And we cut to like backstage, and Azuma asks her, "Are you sure about this?" And Hiro questions why. Isn't it just Isn't it just what we've been planning to do in the first place? And Asuma questions, "I know, but we don't have to go on stage to do it. We could have just withdrawn beforehand, right?" But Hiro tells him, we have this shot of her like tying her shoe. It was on purpose. If we hadn't done it that way, then Umino-kun would never have participated, now would he? Okay, I guess maybe like if she left, then maybe Nagi would have left in solidarity or something? If he doesn't give it his best shot to win, then we can't make the legend to end all legends. And like the way she's framed there, like, the light behind her, here Shion just reacts, "Yo, what up? That's so cool!" And yeah, there's a sort of like badassness to her statement of withdrawal there, which is interesting. But anyway, Hiro apologizes. "Sorry for getting you mixed up in this." But Shion denies. "If anything, it's been an honor." And we cut to Erika sort of panicking. "Wait, Hiro-chan, why did you do that? Why? What's going on?" And then she turns to Nagi. "Alright, let's just withdraw too." So maybe like, Hiro would have known that, like, if she had withdrawn in advance, then Erika would have been the one to step down. Because that is the decision Erika immediately comes to. But Nagi questions, "How did you come to that?" And then tells her, "That's exactly why we have to give it our all." And then back on stage, Yonezawa's going on. "Well then, now that we've had some time to pull ourselves together, let us continue. Next we have what some might call quite the irregular lineup. The House Ama-Umi team." Okay, so I figured that would be like, the name Ama-Umi would be like dropped as they were on stage with whatever picture Erika's editing that shows their fiancés or something. I don't know though. That's already announced, so I'm wondering what they think about House Ama-Umi. But the crowd is murmuring, not really focusing on that part. But there's nobody on stage. They're going with a movie? We cut back to Namie and Yohei. Here they come. It's their turn now. And Yohei still just has no idea where Sachi is. That's Sachi. It's already starting, you know? And then Ritsuko, well then, time to see what they've got. And this even got Soichiro off his phone. And I haven't really commented on this like I did a couple chapters ago. The sort of contrast Yoshikawa keeps presenting between the two parents. Like, there's this sort of very, stoic, very sort of lack of energy between, or lack of like, they just seem very rigid, the Amanos. In contrast to the Uminos, very sort of, open and not guarded at all, and sort of wearing their feelings on their sleeves. And it's not a coincidence, I think, that Yoshikawa keeps drawing those comparisons. That's the third time in this chapter we had that, like, one row on the right is the Uminos, on the left is the Amanos. It's a recurring thing she's doing. Anyway, the movie starts to play, and there's an image of a delivery room. On that day, an accident happened. And it seems like that's their entry is just their life story. By coincidence, two children born in the same hospital on the same day were by a twist of fate switched at birth. One became the daughter of a wealthy hotel baron. The other became the son of a simple restaurant owner. On the day of their 17th birthday, they met. The ones who came to realize this truth, and the two of them come on stage, are none other than yours truly. That's their bomb, revealing their whole life story to the school. We offer our most sincere apologies for keeping such a significant fact secret from everyone. And they bow. That is all. And Nagi just thinks, and fire. Interestingly enough, though, they don't reveal the engagement. They just reveal the switched at birth thing. And there's this long pause, as Nagi's just wondering, what? Where's the applause? And as the silence continues, Nagi turns to Erika. Nagi-kun, I think maybe it didn't work? And Nagi is just stunned. Our massive bomb was a dud! And Ritsuko sort of comments from the stands. A shocking statement in the form of an apology press conference. They put some thought into it. However, and we see the crowd just not believing them. And that's not funny. You can't just tell lies at the M1. Apologizing for what now? And Risco continues, because their situation is so incredibly rare, and the delivery was so sudden, the audience wasn't able to react in time. They lack experience in the entertainment world. As we cut to the Uminos and Shion and Hiro, and Sachi and I, all sort of stunned at like both what they did and how it's just like the reaction they're getting. As Nagi thinks, what should we do? An unexpected dud. Next time, they can't let it end like this. What will they do on the big stage? Next time, they're going to reveal their engagement. That's how it's going to go. They're going to take it one step further and reveal either Nagi or Erika will drop the engagement like a bomb, stunning the others so much that the crowd acknowledges that like, oh, that's too shocked to be a lie. You know, they'll react and then admit to it. Whoever doesn't initially drop the bomb. And that'll end up being their big reveal, and then all of the secrets that they've been keeping for the whole series will be out in the air, setting up kind of a new status quo at the end of this arc. That's my theory for next week, though I could be way off. Either way, this chapter is like, there's not a whole lot to bring up here. This chapter is largely just, you know, that like rising tension as we have all these events that are kind of relatively unimportant. Sachi and I's fucking song, Hiro's withdrawal, all setting up for what's supposed to be this big moment. As Nagi and Erika reveal the truth to the high school, and then they fail. In the chapter's ultimate sort of comedic twist is like it's you know, anticlimax at its biggest. Not like biggest ever, you know, it still is one high school and one facet of their lives. But still, everything seems to have gone to shit. Again, like I brought up a minute ago, there is still a fairly simple out. If they just, you know, tell the full truth, drop the engagement, and, I don't know, maybe throw in a kiss to boot. But yeah, that was their show. It's the sort of thing that feels right. It feels like this is the sort of thing that all of the hints as to what they're doing has been building towards. You know, it's simple, it's shocking enough that, like, it's easy to understand why Nagi and Erika would see that as their bomb. It's simple enough that it's not, like, so outrageous they would think of it. And, like, you know, get a couple of stock images and frame a picture, you know, go retake the picture of their first meeting, and it all sort of works out from there. It's not exactly a complicated thing they did. It doesn't work in the end. We'll have to wait till next week to see exactly how they recover from this. But, like, it's, as the build up to, like, what will Nagi and Erika do for the M1, it works very well. It makes sense. Like, all the pieces fit into place. It's not so outrageous. It's not like it's not like a letdown or anything. It's simple, but also it is dramatic for all the people who aren't aware of the plot of this show. But we'll see if they can end up salvaging this event after what seems to be a pretty dramatic failure next week. So with that said, I'm going to leave this video off here. Hope you'll enjoy the chapter and the video itself. If you did, feel free to drop me a like or subscribe, or, you know, do whatever makes it happy, you know? And as always, your life is your own, okay? Bye!